Shalom, shalom, Israel, Most High in Christ bless. Happy Sabbath. Can you hear me? Sister Julia, Brother Michael, Tracy McClellan, Sharon, Havilah, Eduardo, Jehoram, James, Talia, Daniel, Will H, Facebook, Esther Ruth, Yochanan Israel, Joy Neal, Tomiko Sanchez, Jumu Collins, Susan, Miriam, Princess Elon, Sasha, Avaya, Gad, Israel, Tabitha, Anna Jackson, Carl Johnson, Patricia, Jean Smith, Kairos, Shazak Israel, Lover's Delight, Salida Israel, Aralai Israel, Wooly, Most High in Christ bless you all. Happy Sabbath. Sorry for the delay, but I don't know. They were having a problem with the stream. I hope YouTube don't try and interfere. So, without further ado, I want to get into the movie. I only decided to watch it. I heard a lot of people speaking about it, and I would have never watched it if brothers didn't bring it up. And Jamie Foxx getting sick and him being one of the lead characters in the movie. And a lot of the conspiracy theories surrounding them being able to clone people. Usually when you hear about cloning stuff, hey, bring up that cloning movie with Keanu Reeves. This is the last movie I watched with cloning. Just Google Keanu Reeves cloning movie. I forgot the name of it. Replica, yes. Okay, they were working on cloning people. Give me images. And it was a good movie. And they had very expensive equipment to grow humans. And his family died in a car crash. And he brought back his whole family. Slide it up, slide it up, slide it up. Okay. Click right there in the middle with them in the car. Right there, yes. And they started to remember things because they had a way to transfer the mind of the dead person into the body. But they were showing in that movie. What year did this movie come out? What year did that movie come out? Yeah, this was 5 years ago. Yeah, that was the last time I watched a movie about cloning. And it was with white people. This is the first one that I watched with Negroes. And the white people, they bring back the family and it's love and everything. But for some reason now, when the black people come back, it's for nothing but evil. When the white people get cloned, it's for the betterment of society. When the black people get cloned, it's for nothing but evil. He was in a car crash. His family died. He brought back his son, his wife, his daughters. And they didn't even know that they were dead, and he brought them back. And the company that had the technology was after him because they were like, oh, how could you use it? This is unethical. But if you get a chance, you go watch it. You could take that off the screen. You could take that off the screen. And so give me back to Give me the images, the cast. This was the cast of the movie for they cloned Tyrone. We could put it on screen. Okay, you had Jamie Foxx. He was called Slick Charles. He was a pimp in the movie. You had John Boyega, who was Fontaine. And you had Tayona Paris Yo-Yo. She was a prostitute. David Allen Greer, he was a pastor in the church. They had a scene when they were singing in the church. And they went from praising the Lord to literally a hip-hop concert. Kiefer Sutherland, he was ahead of the movement of cloning the Negroes. So those are like the key characters there. All right. The other people that you see there, they had roles in the movie where you're going to see mostly through that. If you didn't watch it yet and you don't want to know about it, the best thing is to come off now because I'm going to spoil the entire movie. From the beginning to the end, I'm giving you a spoiler alert. I'm going to spoil the entire movie. So if you didn't watch it yet and you're one of those people that don't like to hear it, then I'm giving you 10 seconds to leave. Because I'm going to spoil the entire movie. Give me the other images that we downloaded. Yes, I understand. I just want the images real quick so I could give a brief explanation, and then I'm going to pull my scriptures out. No, of the cast, that's for later when we discuss that topic. The stuff that I had you guys get in the beginning, that's horrible, that image. They didn't have a better one? Just use it anyway. Just use it. Just use it. Just use that image. Or we can stop there, stop there, stop there. So you have a drug dealer, which is Fontaine with the green jacket. You had Jamie Foxx in the middle, who's a pimp. And you have the prostitute. Her name is Yo-Yo in the movie. Tayona Paris. And Fontaine gets shot. They shoot Fontaine and they take his body and they replace his body with a new body because he's dead. Can we go to that scene real quick? We're not going to play it. We're just going to skim through it. Like I said, I'm going to spoil the entire movie. So if you didn't watch it and you're one of those people that don't like for people to tell you about the movie, leave. Go to the beginning. Put it on the screen so I can see it. You slide, I'll tell you when to go from the beginning. Okay, it opens up with hood scenes, just dirty neighborhood, ghetto hood. Okay, them arguing, black stuff, black people stuff. Keep sliding. Back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. A little bit more. Okay, this guy right here on the floor, he owed Fontaine some money. Fontaine beats him up and injures him. Slide it back now. Okay, Fontaine was pretty much guiding that little boy right there and giving him instructions about life. Keep sliding. Keep sliding. He does the typical black stuff, buys liquor, buys scratch-off tickets. Okay, now, there was a scene here. Put it back, put it back. Put it back to him at the door, where he always talks to his mother through the door. They never show his mother. He talks to his mother, she responds back, but she never opens the door. I'm going to explain that later on. But he's at the door, he's talking to his mom, she never responds. Okay, he's asking her, Mom, you want something to eat? And she's like, no, don't bother me now, baby. I'm going to go play bingo. I just want to get some rest. I'm tired. Okay, Mom. And he leaves. You can keep sliding. Okay. He's a drug dealer. He realizes money comes up short. Keep sliding. So he's now told that Jamie Foxx, which is a pimp, didn't pay, so that's why his money's short. So he goes to the hotel to collect from Jamie Foxx. Slide it. That's Jamie Foxx in the hotel with his pimp. With his prostitute. Keep sliding, keep sliding. Okay, and that's a drug dealer going to collect from Jamie Foxx. Keep going. Keep going. He's trying to hold out on the money. He searches Jamie Foxx's room. He finds the money. Keep going. Okay, and then he leaves. Go ahead, keep going. Right when he's about to leave, back it up, back it up. You just missed the most important thing. Right when he's about to leave, someone pulls up on his car, shoots him in his chest, and kills him. Right there, you see the car pull up? It's the guy that he beat up earlier. Okay, he walks up on the car and shoots him and kills him. Okay, keep going, slide it. Okay, and then his day starts over with him doing the same thing. Okay, at this point, a new Fontaine has replaced the dead Fontaine, and he's drinking and he sees the dead version of him walking down the street with blood. While he's drinking liquor, he sees him, the previous him that got shot the day before, walking down the street. Just slide this slowly. And he's in shock. A black truck, a black SUV comes and snatches up him, the dead version of him. And he's looking at it in shock. Okay, keep going. He can't wrap his mind around what he sees. Go ahead. He goes back to Jamie Foxx to ask Jamie Foxx for his money, which he already collected and got killed. So Jamie Foxx is telling him, look, I watched you get killed yesterday. And he doesn't believe it. He's in disbelief that he got killed. Jamie Foxx is taking a drink. Jamie Foxx is praying, Lord, why are you sending ghosts to me to come get your money? Jamie Foxx, to me, is a very good actor. He played the part well, even though it was a horrible role. But he's drinking. He's like, look, I just saw you get shot up and killed. Why are you here now? And Fontaine is in disbelief. He's like, yo, you playing with me. Let it slide. He's telling him, I just saw you get 6 hot ones in your chest and you're dead. So now Jamie Foxx is taking him to confirm with another person that he got killed because he refused to believe Jamie Foxx. Keep sliding. So he takes her back to the prostitute, and the prostitute says, yes, you did get shot, and I did see you get shot. So now they're telling him, you're dead. You are dead. I don't know who you are right now, but you dead. Keep sliding. So he's telling her, tell me the truth. What did you see? Keep sliding, keep sliding, keep sliding. So The girl says, I saw a truck take you to a house. The dead you was taken to a house, and now they're at that house, and they're searching the house. He came in with his gun. He's searching the house. He's trying to figure out what's going on. And in the house, there's an elevator. That's what he's looking at now. Okay, he steps in the elevator. Let it slide, let it slide. Keep going, keep going. Jamie Foxx is telling him, look, let's get out of here. Okay, because they don't know what they're about to see. They get in the elevator in this raggedy house because he still can't believe he's dead. Not knowing what to expect. Slide on. And then they see a laboratory. Okay, they see this one scientist and they're questioning him. The scientist is trying to run. He's trying to get away because he didn't expect no niggers to come down there. Now he's telling them, yo, what's going on? What is this place? Keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going. And then he pulls back the cadaver that's on the gurney. Put it slowly. He's zipping it slowly. He's zipping it slowly. Keep going. You missed it. You skipped the whole scene. Oh, right there, right there. What does he see? His dead self that got shot yesterday. Okay, he's looking at him with 6 holes in his chest, just like Jamie Foxx told him, just like the prostitute told him, you were killed yesterday. So finally, he realizes that this is him dead there, and he is a clone. He is not the actual Fontaine, he's a clone. Okay, keep sliding. So now they're trying to wrap their mind around what the hell did they just see? They're trying to make sense of what's going on because he's there and he can't understand how he got shot up and he's here now. Keep sliding. Keep sliding. They're trying to get all philosophical and scientific and educated. Keep sliding. They come back to the house with his boys because he wants more answers. Keep sliding. And nothing is the way the house was. Now there's books, there's beds, there's clothing, and the place where the elevator was, they changed everything around just like that within hours. He's trying to explain to his boys there was an elevator here. My dead body was here and it's gone, just like that. He's in a regular closet with clothing in disbelief. Trying to convince his boys there was a whole laboratory. They're like, look, you need to go get some sleep. Go get some rest. I don't know what you're talking about. Keep sliding. That's the house that they were in just hours ago where they saw his dead body. And everything has been changed. The laboratory is gone. Keep sliding. Keep sliding. Keep sliding. Now. They go to a restaurant to eat. Keep sliding. Okay, after that, they're still trying to wrap their mind around things. And as they're eating, keep sliding, everybody in the restaurant starts laughing In unison, everybody starts laughing. Okay, this guy never laughs like that, the drug dealer. So he's like, yo, all my life I've known you, I've never known you to laugh. You know why they're laughing? Because there's something in the chicken. Remember y'all was going crazy over them Popeye's chicken sandwich? You remember how they was? A lot of y'all forgot that. Okay? There was a scene where they were putting something in the chicken to control the people. Keep sliding. So he picks up on it. He's like, yo, y'all started acting like this after you ate the chicken. Jamie Foxx notices it. Read on, slide on. So he's spitting the chicken out. Keep going. Keep going. And the girl goes to seduce the manager to try to figure out what the hell is in the chicken. She's making him think he gonna get some. Did a very good job, too. He didn't get none. Now she's gathering information. Keep going. And that's when she stiffs him, literally, and leaves. Because she sees the people that delivered the chicken. Keep going, keep going. Keep going. That's the truck with the stuff that they were taking the chicken and stuff to the restaurant from. Keep going. So they decide to follow the truck. Keep going. And they're also putting something inside the hair straightening cream that you black women use. Keep going. Add in your juice. This scene was funny. I wish we could play it because you're not going to get it when they go to the church. Keep going. He got stuck in the back of the van and it led them to the church. That's where the van went to. Keep going. I forgot the song that they were playing, that it looked like they were praising God, and then it turned into a concert. Everybody got up, they were singing, they were dancing. Hold on one sec. Go ahead. It was funny as hell because the way they transitioned the music to make it look like they were in a club. Everybody got up and they started dancing like literally in a club. Keep going. So they wait till everybody leave the church, and what do they find? A secret button that they click, and the elevator to take you to the bottom of the church. Just like the one that was in the apartment. So what am I showing you now? They had a secret spot in the house, a laboratory in a house, They had they were playing with the food in the neighborhood, and they were also had influence and control over the people in the church. This is the bottom of the church. They take these laboratory uniforms and put them on to move through the lab. Keep sliding. So they're blending in. They all have these 3 uniforms on. You can't see their face. They're moving through. Go ahead. They see the layout of the place, and they see that the city they have spots all over the city underground. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, they're doing mind control on the people in the rooms. He's seeing different parts of the laboratory. It's all Negroes they're experimenting on. It's white people experimenting on Negroes. And they're programming. Look what they put, the audio file. Kill a mother effer. I need a hug. Lying around the house. I was thinking, engaged. These are all commands to the brain to control the people, to manipulate their minds. Keep going. They make them fight, then they make them hug. In this scene, they were making them fight each other, and then they were giving commands to make them hug each other. Keep going, keep going. Keep going. Now they realize how far this goes and how far the reach that they have over the city. And he gets to the meat and potatoes of the laboratory. So this is where they actually make the clones. Keep going. Keep going. So what does Jamie Foxx see? A clone of himself. It's not just Fontaine that's been cloned. Jamie Foxx also has been cloned. Keep going. Fontaine sees a clone of himself. Keep going. Keep going. He bugs out. He shoots at the glass to kill it. They escape. They leave from there. They go back to the strip club where the girl works. Now everybody's dancing in this club. So he leaves the club. He takes a car, and all the people in the club come out running after him. I want you to go through this slowly. This is everybody from the club got commands to come and chase him. Go ahead. Yes, as they're playing the music in the club, they're controlling the Negroes in the club. So everybody, just picture, everybody in the club just stops dancing and they start chasing you. Press play, let it go, let it go. Now they're trying to drag him out the car, all of them out the car. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. And they stop. Just like that, they stop. Why did they stop? Go slowly. Go slowly, because this car rolls up. You see them feet stepping out? That's a clean version of Fontaine the drug dealer. That's one of the clones. Go ahead. And Mr. White Man. We went through all that. Notice we're halfway into the movie and we finally see Mr. White Man. Go slowly. So Mr. White Man now starts to tell them everything that's going on. Lets them know, okay, you find out you're a clone and you've been cloned. You found out about the lab. Okay, fine. And remember, there's a mob of people, so you're thinking they're going to kill him. But to my surprise, keep going. Mr. White Man is talking to him with no fear of all these black people. He has no fear of all these black people. Because you're thinking that the black people are on Fontaine, Jamie Foxx, and Yo-Yo's side. But that is not the case. Keep sliding. Mr. White Man is talking real bold, real cocky. With no fear of these black people. Keep going. Keep going. Look at just picture the scene. It's hundreds of people from the club surrounding Jamie Foxx, the drug dealer and the stripper, and a prostitute, while the white man is talking, literally telling them, you're not doing nothing. You're going to do what I tell you to do. Go ahead. So he pulls a gun on him, telling him, yo, I'll kill you right now. He tells the white man, I will kill you right now. The white man is still not moving with any type of fear. He's literally like daring him, do it. So the white man gives one command. He says, Olympia Black. The drug dealer freezes, and now he's giving the drug dealer commands to blow his own, put the gun in your mouth. Okay? This is why the white man wasn't afraid, because he had everybody under mind control. He had everybody under mind control. With just one word, he could control the crowd. He can control the drug dealer. Let it go. Keep pushing. Guess who the only person that wasn't being controlled, under mind control? The prostitute, which I'm going to explain to you why in a minute. Okay? Bring it back, bring it back. I wanted to make a point. You jumped too far. Okay, so Mr. White Man, back it up a little bit more. He tells them, look, you're going to go back to being a drug dealer, you're going to go back to being a pimp, and you're going to go back to being a whore. Okay, he made Jamie Fontaine put the gun to the prostitute's head. Okay, this is after he pulls the gun out of his mouth. Then he says, shoot her. He tells him to shoot her. Go ahead, move it slowly, move it slowly, move it slowly. 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 Because the girl's not under mind control. Everybody else is under mind control. Keep going. Then Mr. White Man gets in his car and leaves after he displays his white supremacy. And now he's back in his bed, still in disbelief for what he found out. Now let's take that off the screen for a minute. Let's take that off the screen for a minute. Let's take that off the screen. Yeah, this screen is gone here. The screen is gone. See how quick that was for you people who didn't see it? I took you through pretty much the whole movie for you people who didn't see it. Just give me 1 second. I don't know what happened to my on-screen screen. It says it's starting, but I don't see no image. Bring me back until they get this screen going. Give me Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. I need to see me. Do you have the chat on the screen? Can you put it back? Until he figures out what's going on here. What's that? No, can't they see the chat? The way we had it before? So what? They can see it anyway, right? Yeah, let's put it. It's better than me not seeing nothing until they get my screen up. This is the way we used to do it before. I just want to see their responses while they're trying to get the screen up. How come the girl not under mind control? Okay. I was going to save that, but I'm going to get to it now. Because she has no value to them. He told her, you're a whore. You come a dime a dozen. Okay? You're not an asset to what we're doing. They make whores out of the black woman like nothing. The black woman lines up to be a whore. The drug dealer and the pimp is exceptional. So that's why they keep cloning the drug dealer and the pimp over and over and over. Black whores come a dime a dozen. He says it in the movie. I'm not saying it to be rude. Okay? But the whores, he says, you come a dime a dozen. You don't matter. You can't interfere with what we're doing here. He said, I could kill you right now and I have another whore come up and replace you. But the pimp and the drug dealer were exceptional and an asset to what the white man is trying to do to destroy the black community. Okay? So he made it clear there. He reduced the black woman to nothing. You don't matter. You're just a whore. He told her, you're nothing. You come a dime a dozen. I could just kill you right now. Okay? But he said Jamie Foxx, which was the pimp, and Fontaine, which was the drug dealer, you need them around because they keep the destruction of the community going, and that's what the whole premise of why they were cloning them for. Okay? Even without, let's take out the science fiction stuff. Your Jay-Z's, your Biggie Smalls, all the drug dealers that you glorify, all these rappers, they need those people. Okay? Because they keep an atmosphere of niggerdom that makes white people rich. So they need people with those mindsets around. That's why when they die, they quickly have someone to replace them. So that's why when you go into the lab, you're going to see multiple Fontaines and multiple Jamie Foxx pimps. Because there's a certain spirit inside of those people, a certain destructive spirit that's an asset to white America. So the moral of what was going on in the movie is that they thrive off the evil of black people. The black woman is always a whore. Even in the Bible, it says that she's a whore. She doesn't mind hoeing herself out. This is what we've been trying to tell you women, and you get mad when we say it. You get mad. They devalue, they dehumanize the black woman in the movie. What was precious to them was a drug dealer and the pimp. Isaiah 29 verse 15, read that please.
The book of Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord. That's what
white America does. And that's what they showed in this type of movie. They was hiding their counsel deep. Read on.
And their works are in the dark.
And their works are in the dark. Like you wouldn't tell that that's what they're doing to the community. There was a whole lab, a whole scientist monitoring the behavior of black people to keep them in a destroyed mindset so that the elite people can thrive. And this is what we try to explain to you with the Bible. As long as you are the way you are, selling drugs, using drugs, glorifying the whoredom of the black woman and men in place to hold a woman out, they thrive. They don't want that to stop. And that's what they showed you in this movie. That's what the white man was explaining to them. As long as we have drug dealers, we have men that don't care about the black woman that will use them like prostitutes, and we have black women willing to be prostitutes lining up, it's an asset to the elite people of this earth. It's an asset. So we got to look at this spiritually, and we got to look at what will make people sit down and come up with a plot like this. Because usually when you're seeing cloning, it's to take over the world. No, in this asset, the cloning was to control the world of blacks, to control the community of blacks. Okay? In the show, they were showing you that a whole system underground everywhere they were to make sure that a system is in place that black people stay destroyed. The black woman keeps that whole mentality. The black man keeps pimping out the black woman. And while we're at it, have that drug deal. What other community glorifies drug dealers? Black people glorify drug dealers even of other races. John Gotti, Scarface, Noriega, Manuel Noriega, what's the other one? Pablo Escobar. That's you wicked niggas. You don't hear no other race of people glorifying drug dealers like black people do. You glorify rappers that sell drugs. You made Jay-Z a billionaire for selling drugs. Master P for selling drugs, and you honor these people. So that's why white America is able to put something out like this, and it's going to go over the heads of black people. This is you. This whole movie is you. The black woman is a hoe. You have black men that don't care about the hoe, that love the mindset of being a pimp. Get those images that I gave you, okay? Put it on the screen. Put it on the screen. I saw Chinese people dressed up like this making fun of us. When I was growing up as a child, this is in like the 70s, I remember Get Huggy Bear from Starsky and Hutch. I used to watch this show with my dad. I was a little kid. Why in this white cop show they glorified a black pimp, and that's all you know him for in all the roles all the time? Put it on the screen. Okay, they glorify this garbage, man. That's what he was known for. This was the first cop show that I used to watch when I was a little kid with my dad. And he was a pimp in there and a drug dealer. And those two white guys, click right there, where the signatures are, down. That one's good. That one's good. Click right there. It was Starsky and Hutch. Most of you people watching, you don't even have a clue what I'm talking about. Okay, click that one right there. I'm going to show you how far this transcends. That they made a remake of Starsky and Hutch, and they put Snoop Dogg as a pimp. Snoop Dogg pushes that pimp mentality. How is that beneficial to us as a society? They did a remake of Starsky and Hutch and put Snoop Dogg as a pimp. That's where he got the perm from. That's where black men got perm in their hair and putting drop curls in it. But it all started, this was in the 70s. Okay, and even today, pimps are glorified. Go to the Players Ball. This started in 1973, and it became an event, and black people still mimic it now. So it's not far-fetched for the white elites to say, keep this mindset going. This is what these black niggas like. These niggas like this stuff. Put it on screen. Put everything you got, put it on screen. Okay? There's events where black women come out like whores. They have parties like this where black women come out like nasty whores. Rappers dress up like pimps. And no black person complains. No black people complain. This is a lifestyle and a mindset. This is where grills came from. You stupid niggers that put the gold teethuses in the front of your mouth. Pimps was doing it. On Martin, when you see Jerome, and he says he's a player from the Himalayas. Or Gina, your feet, to pay him, or your feet tired because you've been running through my mind all day. This is where that came from. There's a whole culture around this. Where they get dressed up and they see who has the best pimp outfit. You niggers are destroyed. Now go to Wikipedia. I had to look this up because I had to ask myself. I heard about that all the time when I was growing up. A players' ball. Players' ball. It said the Players Ball is an annual gathering of pimps held in Chicago, Illinois. Other Players Ball take place across the country, most notably in Miami and Atlanta. The first Players Ball, held in 1999, took place in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Presently, there are Players Ball events in Las Vegas, Memphis, Tennessee. December 16 to the 18, 2011, was hosted in Hollywood, California. Slide it up. This is the history of it. The idea stemmed from a scene in a 1973 black exploitation film, The Mac, which black people love. They glorify that. And that's what they showed in the movie, why they were able to mind control the city to make the people feel that this stuff is normal. I'm not mad at white America. I'm disgusted with black America because they normalize this stuff to the point where they said, listen, to keep this mindset going, the people who are experts at this, the drug dealer and the pimp, when they die, bring them back and control their minds so they keep that going. In which the lead character, a pimp named Goldie, attends the Players Ball in Oakland, California. Comedian Dan Aykroyd parodies this event in his film Dr. Detroit. Keenan Ivory Wayans satirized the ball in the 1988 film I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, in which black exploitation icon Antonio Vargas, he was Huggy Bear, plays a character who's crowned Pimp of the Year after winning a Miss America-style pageant. Dave Chappelle satirized the event with Players Haters Ball. What's the light skin? Ice-T. Hate, 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 hate. Okay? The Chappelle Show. The party has been a November tradition since 1974, when pimps from across the country gathered to celebrate the birthday of Don Juan, known as Bishop Don Magic Juan. Every year, the award for Pimp of the Year is given out, and Juan was the winner 13 years in a row. Let's get a picture of him. Click right there, Bishop Don Juan. So, you black people, you glorify this culture. And I never really paid attention or looked into it until I watched this movie. And I'm trying to get into the psyche of things and how this was put together. And I looked at it through white people's eyes. I don't look at things through black people's eyes. As Bishop Yawasop says, the Negro is a phenomenon. I'm not trying to figure you out. Put that on the screen so they can see it. This is the guy who they glorify every year. He won 13 years in a row. Old scraggle-toothed Negroes that you black people make relevant off the whoredom of the black woman. How is this of any benefit to no other culture on the face of the planet does this stuff and glorifies it and makes it an annual event? Click that one right there. The nigga was even on Vlad TV. Go up. Right there, click him. Click it. It won't play, just click it. I want them to see that a white man, Vlad TV, brought him on the show. Don Magic Juan Ice-T's prenup includes Coco's butt. Click the other one down there in the middle with the yellow. This is why judgment got to come to this place, man. Get that off. Get that off. Here this is from the 1970s to now, and it's still a thing. It's still a thing. And you think black people will be mad. You think that they will be upset. Okay? This is able to thrive because Negroes are not alive. When Christ said, let the dead bury the dead, Christ was right. You Negroes are the walking dead. You love this culture. You love this lifestyle. And that's why the white man has power. And he will always be in power until Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. Get that.
The The book of Zechariah, chapter 13 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
A lot of you Negroes have to die for God to fix the problem. You could curse at the white man all you want. God's plan, his master plan, is to kill 2/3 of you. Because y'all like this stuff. Y'all like this stuff. We're probably the only entity that's going to review this movie and tell it like it is. Okay, now, go back to the video. Go back to the video. Because Yafim said explain the scene with the mother. Put it on screen. I want to show y'all something. Yes, slide it. He's in the bed. He's still trying to wrap his mind around what he's seeing. He's making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. She's saying she wants to expose them. And he's like, look, I'm going to do just what the white man said. I'm just going to sell my drugs. There's no way we can stop him. Like, his spirit is broken. So she's trying to convince him, let's go to the news. Let's tell him what's going on. But the white man convinced him when he made him stick the gun in his mouth. You're nothing. You're worthless. I could kill you and make a new you. Just go and do what we program you to do and shut up. She's trying to talk sense into him. And he literally tells her, just get out. Go be a hoe. I'm going to be a drug dealer. Just get out. So he's in his house. He's trying to come to grips. He's having an emotional moment here. Keep going. He goes back to buying his scratch-off tickets and buying his 40 ounce because he's depressed. He always gives that old guy a drink of what he has. Now he's in his house. He's breaking down. He's emotional. And he's knocking on the door because something is in him is making him want to go to his mother. He's banging on the door, and he's getting responses, same generic responses he always gets when he knocks on the door. He's banging, then he kicks the door open, and what does he see when he kicks the door open? A tape recorder. Just giving generic responses. His mother was never in the room. They programmed him when they brought him back to just listen to what his mother would say, but never go in the room. But because he now knows who he is, that he's a clone, he kicked the door down only to find out that there is no mother in there. It's just recordings of her voice. Like, baby, I'm going to church. I'm tired. Could you make me a sandwich and leave it on the floor? Oh, my arthritis is acting up. I ain't getting up right now. And they program him to just listen to the stuff and then walk away from the door. This is the first time he opened the door. But now he has more information, so he wanted to see his mother because he was in an emotional place. Keep sliding it. Now he's breaking down because he realized he don't have no mother, which is the same thing because people ask, what was that scene about? You black women are absent from your children. Okay? The world is raising your children. They still brought him back as a clone to let him believe he had a mother around. And I'm speaking from my own experience. I remember as young as 7, 8 years old, my mother just, it felt like she didn't care. She was there, but not there, just like you see here. Okay? She would do like the bare necessities, but she had a whole nother life. Like there, she was talking about bingo and feeling sick, and she don't want to be bothered. So he was able to keep his distance, just like the absent black mothers we have right now. They put an absent black mother tape recorder in a room and close the door. Some of you do that with your kids right now. You don't interact with them. You don't hug them. You don't talk to them. You just gave birth to them and you treat them like shit. And when he was breaking down and he wanted some comfort, he was like, you're going to open this door. I want to talk to my mother. And what did he find out? That the white scientist knew, let him feel like he has a mother in his life, but he's just talking to a tape recorder, giving generic answers. And some of you can take it off the screen. I want to see the chat. Don't move it from there. Some of you black women, that's how you are right now. You're absent in your child's life. You just gave birth to them and you don't care about them. And they were able to pick that up and put it in the movie where he's talking to someone he can't see and just hearing the voice and not interacting. Give me 1 second. Give me... Y'all think that's not in the Bible, eh? Come on. Give me 1 second. Give me Lamentations chapter 4, verse 1.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 1. How is the gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed?
That's us. We're fine gold. And how do we become dim and how do we change? Read on.
The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street.
Because the stones of the sanctuary were precious. And our sanctuary, our dwelling place, our culture, our heritage, where we learn about God, the first thing that the enemy does, they destroy that. Read on.
The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold. How are they esteemed as earthen pitchers?
We went from fine gold to earthen pitchers of no value. Read on.
The work of the hands of the potter.
So they're telling you that there was a change with the sons of Zion. Read on.
Even the sea monsters draw out the breast.
A mammal will feed their offspring. It says even the sea monsters will take time to draw out their breasts to take care of their offspring. Read on.
They give suck to their young ones.
They care about their young ones because he's talking about the destruction of the sons of Zion. And they're giving you an analogy of how it happened. And they're comparing that even animals take care of their kids better than the black woman does. They said the sea monster will draw out their breasts to give suck to their young ones. Read on.
The daughter of my people is become cruel.
God is saying the black woman as mothers, you're cruel. You're cruel. This is not me attacking you black women. This is God telling you, you black women, you're cruel to your kids. Read on.
Like the ostriches in the wilderness.
So I didn't go to the ostrich one because an ostrich will have a child, offspring, and not take care of it. And that's how you black women are. You'll have kids, you'll not take care of them, or you'll be more invested in your man than in your child. I see that with my own eyes all the time. Women who will treat their offspring like garbage for a man. Okay? And my own mom did it with me. After we reach a certain age, It was like we didn't have no mom. I know what he feels like with banging on that door and wanting your mother's attention, and she won't even open the door. And telling you be quiet, yelling commands from the door. Don't even come in here. Leave me alone. Get it yourself. Make your own damn sandwich. So I'm showing you the stuff in the movie that went over black America's head because you're in denial. You're pimps, you hoes, and you drug dealers, and you like that, and you're bad mothers. You don't care about your kids. Okay? And they show you in the movie that this is a result of those type of people. I had one person tell me, how do I say this without saying this, but saying it and not saying it at the same time? I had a child witnessing another child get an affection from somebody else. And the child said, I wish my mom was like that with me. And I just had to wrap my mind around that. And I'm like, damn, you ever think what it's like? You see another child getting affection from their parents or whatever, and you're not getting it, and it's shocking to you. A lot of us have experienced that. A lot of us have experienced that. Okay? Whether it be the father's not there, and the mother that's there, she's so mad that the father's not there, and the relationship is so bad, she treats the child like crap. And that's why the white man was able to say, look, we're going to program him to think that his mother's there and let her just give commands through the door. Because that's how they see the black woman in the black community. And this is normal for you all. If I didn't see this in a movie, the people would be able to prove me and say that I'm wrong, but you cannot. You cannot. So I'm not going to go into that. That's another class, and I'm going to hurt a lot of feelings, but I witnessed this with my own eyes. Some of you mothers, you treat your kids like crap. Some of you mothers abandon your kids for a job, to have a good time. How many times do you hear the mother went to get her nails done and left the kid for days? There's been deaths behind that. Left newborn baby in the car while she's getting her nails done, hair done, everything did in a hot car. She couldn't find no babysitter. Just left the kid. I could bring up so much instances of child abandonment. I showed y'all before in the Bronx, 6 o'clock in the morning, just the carriage there with the baby in it, the 4-month-old. And everybody's trying to figure out whose baby this is. Then a girl comes hours later to retrieve the baby. Y'all don't remember that? I brought that up here. That's a normal thing with us. A normal thing. Just, Brenda got a baby. Tupac song. I could do a whole class on that. But I want to stay on the movie because y'all asked that question. How many times you hear the baby's walking out the street 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock, with just Pampers on? The baby just left out the house and just walked down the street. Or, I like what you just put, Messiah, the child that's 10 years old, 11 years old, is taking care of the newborn. The mother felt that that child is old enough now to change Pampers, make milk, make sandwich, everything. And that's why a lot of the siblings, like in my house, the older siblings, they were forced to take care of kids at a young age. And it messed them up. And it strained a lot of the relationships. Like, I'm not mad at my siblings, but when I hear them explaining, yo, I was giving you a bath when I should have been playing with my dolls or doing my homework. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with helping out, but some of the parents, they OD. And now the child has resentment towards the sibling or resentment towards being a mother. Like I said, I could take this so many different places, man. So many different places. But all I'm going to do is get hate mail. Let's go back to the movie. But that was sad there when he kicked the door open only to see a tape recorder just giving off basic commands. And for them to put that inside there, it shows something about the black family. No father around. The mother's in the room with the door closed. And the child just got to raise himself. And it shows now why he's a drug dealer, why he is the way he is. Because the scriptures tell you, give me Sirach chapter 37. Oh, I just want to go straight to the point. Sirach chapter 30, verse 8. That's a face of despair right there. That's a face of don't nobody care about me. So you turn into a monstrous drug dealer. Or a rapper with a whole story to tell about when there was no food in the house and you had sneakers with holes in it and everybody was snapping on you. So now you're a monstrous drug dealer. Sirach 30, verse 8.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 30 and verse 8. And horse not broken becometh headstrong.
Because you got to break a horse in to ride it. If you don't break in the horse, it'll be headstrong and it'll throw every rider off his back. So at a young age, you got to break the horse to feel comfortable with servicing someone for a ride. Read on.
And a child left to himself.
A child left to make peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The mother got the door closed. She gives them no attention. Read on.
Will be willful.
They're going to be willful as a pimp and a drug dealer and a killer and a murderer and not care about other people's lives. You cannot leave your kids to themselves. And that's what they showed there with the door lock. No communication, no interaction, just verbal commands through the door. I used to go to my friend's house and I used to see that. Okay, I would go to my friend's house. I would never see the mother. I remember I went to a girl's house, and she was kind of free with her loving because her mother was never around. She was like, yo, my mother works all day. Don't worry about it, blah, blah, blah. And it was normal. 14, 15, 16 years old, and she was a mess. So it says what? Read it again.
And horse not broken cometh headstrong. And a child left to himself will be willful.
Willful to do everything that's wrong. Read on.
Conquer thy child, and he shall make thee afraid.
If you play with your child, when they get older, you're going to be afraid. Read on.
Play with him, and he will bring thee to heaviness.
You got to give your children discipline at a young age, or they'll bring you to heaviness when they get older. Read on.
Laugh not with him.
Everything can be a joke. Read on.
Laugh thou not with him, lest thou have sorrow with him, and lest thou gnash thy teeth in the end.
You got to show your child how serious life is. And you got to be active in their life. You can't just be in the room with the door closed. Okay? You have a small window to bond with your child. Then they're going to get older. Then if you didn't bond, they'll never bond. And they're going to bond with somebody else. They may bond with a crack pipe. They may bond with a liquor bottle. They may bond with a drug dealer. They may bond with other drugs. They may bond with heroin. They may bond with penis. Okay, some of the girls are whores because their parents was never around, the mother never told them, the father never had a care of their body, and that's why they become hoes. Because a father in the daughter's life, she ain't gonna be that way. So this movie was a black exploitation film of white people on a higher level controlling us to keep an environment going while we're still alive and they thrive. They're like, we got to keep these niggas alive in this nigger mindset, so this is how we thrive. Never want them, like the bishop brought out before with that pope that was conditioning the people to stay in a bad place. Let me get that real quick. There was literally doctrine that the bishop found in a letter. If y'all was paying attention, where's that letter? Watch this. It was by King Leopold of Belgium. King Leopold II of Belgium, where it said, don't teach the Negroes about God. When you bring them in the Bible, keep them in poverty. And that's what they were doing with the underground, under that city, keeping the people in a cycle of sin and poverty. But the bishop brought it out. It was a letter from King Leopold II of Belgium. You got it? Bring it up. And that's what they were doing in the movie. This is how white America feels about you. That's why they took away your affirmative action in the college. Okay, letter from King Leopold II of Belgium to the colonial missionaries in 1883. This is right after we were free. Reverend fathers and dear compatriots, the task is given to fulfill is very delicate and required much tact. You will certainly go to evangelize, but your evangelization must inspire above all Belgium interests, meaning whatever you teach them is for the interests of Belgium. Your principal objective in our mission in the Congo is never to teach the niggers to know God, which is why they have churches set up where it's a concert. You black people know nothing. We prove that in Clubhouse every single night. We devour the ignorance of black people in Clubhouse every single night. Enough people can't come through there. You ever notice when we start, hide the letter for a minute. I want to see the chat. I want to ask the people a question. You ever notice, for you people who've been on the clubhouse, niggers come in there like they know something. But after Z and Dion and Judd rip them apart, people are terrified to come on stage because we expose how ignorant they are in that room. We let them pull scripture after scripture after scripture, and they don't know nothing. And they come back night after night ready to fight. Okay? Night after night ready to fight. And they know nothing. Okay? So if you notice, I've been very, very disrespectful because I'm sick of it. Because you would think they will humble themselves and take notice and appreciate the wisdom in the room. But they are a result of Tyrone clones. Let me see the chat for a minute. We could give them that later on. They are a result of Tyrone clones. They've been cloned by the white man to attack us and to fight us. Just like the white man, he was confident, I could turn all these black people against you at will. I could control you just by going Olympia black. Clubhouse sounds like a bad party line. No, you haven't been in there. The only people bad in there is us with them scriptures. Okay? You get schooled in there. You obviously haven't been in there. We the only people in that clubhouse that's bringing the truth out to the capacity where y'all hearing it. Okay? And one right after the other. Whoever's in the room is destroying the lies. If I leave or come back, the lives are getting ripped apart. And that's the only place you're going to go on social media and hear the Bible being taught the right way. That's right, Super Light. They assume it's a bunch of dumb niggers in the room. What would you rate the movie from 1 to 10? I didn't like it. I didn't like it only because the movie went over so much people's heads. And I'm going to get to why I didn't like it in a minute. I didn't like it. I mean, it just angered me because everything in it is true. You know, and a lot of people don't know what we know. So they're going to watch it, and it's just going to be comical to them. And it's just going to be conspiracy nuts, and it's bigger than that. I don't like to hear from conspiracy nut jobs. Yes, Josiah, the salvation relies on the parent. Yes, a lot of conspiracy nuts, they're going to be like, yeah, they putting stuff in the food and they putting stuff in the music and they doing this. They're going to say, they're going to agree with what's going on in the movie with no solutions. Okay, it was a depressing movie. There was nothing good about it. And even the way it ended, that's not real. That's not a reality. You're not stopping the white man with the way that they came in and they stormed in that place. That's BS. That's all fake. That's fairy tale. Okay? And if you notice, they made it clear. We have this in cities all over. This is just one city you found out about. So there was no solution in the movie, and it's not going to end the way you think that you saw in the movie. I'm not telling y'all not to watch it. Okay, I'm not saying don't watch it. I'm just telling you, it's the give me Ecclesiastes 7 verse 7. This is why I don't like it. This is why I didn't like it. Usually he has McNeese behind it, but he came right in on cue. The loser of the night. You are the biggest loser with that name. You should be ashamed. That name fits you. That name fit, right? That name fit. He's such. He got to be a. They made him. He's like the most stupidest person that comes in. What time is it? 2:48. He came in on cue for the stupidity. He fits that movie to a T. He don't have no life. He comes where we talking about the Bible to attack us. You're just a waste of life. You're trash. You're a waste of life, man. And I'm saying that from the heart. Like, there's no hope for him. Like, I can't go and bring out the passion to show you how much of a waste he is. To come in the room where the Bible is being spoken, to disrupt what we're saying, instead of realizing, hey, that's me. I am the lowlife that he's explaining about. You can't help nobody like that. Read that, please.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
That's why I don't like the movie. Because we're oppressed, and I'm wise to the oppression. Read on.
And a gift destroyeth the heart.
And that's a gift to you people that's destroyed. The movie is a gift. That's entertainment to you. You don't see the real issues. You don't see that there's a serious problem. And for some of you, this is the solution. This is the solution for some of you. I'm not trying to be mean, but this is the solution for some of you. Come on. Isaiah chapter 22. This is a solution for some of you. How could you come, you wait to come in the room where you're not wanted and nobody don't care about you? How could you be such a lowlife? To type to get attention the whole night, and we sign off and you wait to come back the next week, and they tell me he's in all the other classes. You know he don't got no job. You know he don't got no job. And the scriptures are coming out and they have no effect on him. So this is the end result for him. Read it, please. Isaiah chapter 22, verse 14.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 22 and verse 14. And it was revealed in mine ears by the Lord of hosts.
This was revealed in my ears according to the scriptures. Read on.
Surely this iniquity shall not be purged from you.
His behavior will not be purged from him by us talking the scriptures. He's such a loser. He's so far gone. This is his job. Satan employed him for this job. So surely it was revealed in my ears from the scriptures that this iniquity shall not be purged from you. Read on.
Till ye die.
Till what happens?
Till ye die.
That's the only solution. He's better off dead. Okay? He's a loser. You come in my room where thousands of people are waiting to hear me speak to try to make yourself relevant. You are a loser. And the only thing that awaits you is death. Let's go back to the movie. Death and despair. Yes, keep going. He's trying to bond with the kid, but he has nothing to offer the kid. Okay? They got a sugar juice, and he's laughing. He has nothing to offer that kid. So now Jamie Foxx comes up with a plan. This is where she was like, she was going to put everything, because she wanted to be better than a prostitute. So she was intelligent, and she wrote up the plan, and she was trying to mail it out. But they're following her around. You see that black truck? As soon as she drops the plan in the mailbox, that black truck snatches her up. Okay, and this prostitute sees her get snatched. The black truck is always coming to snatch people. And there's always missing people there. That's why they show you the missing poster. Same thing with our black women now. They're always turning up missing because you don't matter. That's why we were so mad. Oh. Right on cue with that missing black person. Get that news clip that we just saw, because I don't know if everybody knows what took place. On my way here, I'm listening to the news. Look what took place. Look what took place on my way here. Breaking news. You got it? Put it on the screen. And press play. Because when Yo-Yo turned up missing, it reminded me of this. Put on the screen, press play. Put on the screen. They finally charged Carly Russell, the liar, with filing a false report. Press play. And pause it. I remember when she first was missing, they were saying Carlethia. I don't know how it turned to Carly. Because at one point I was confused. I remember when she disappeared, I never heard no name like that, Carlethia. Black people, stop taking the man's name and the woman's name and mixing it. That's the most stupidest thing. Stop that foolishness. You take the man's name, Carl, in the front, and put a woman. That's so ungodly. Stop it, please. Henrietta. Henry and Etta. Come on, man. Black people, stop being black, man. I saw someone, Davidina. David and Linda, they mixed the two names. You got a man name and a woman name, and you a woman. Stop being black, man. Marquetta. You got Mark in the front and Etta in the back. Let it play.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Frank and Pam Bearfield Training Center. I'm Captain Keith Sescaliba with the Hoover Police Department, and we're here today to provide you with the latest update in the Carly Russell investigation. Joining me at the podium today will be Police Chief Nick Durzis, followed by Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall. Chief Durzis will make a prepared statement. After Chief Durzis' statement is over with, Attorney General Marshall will also offer a few comments. Once that is completed, both gentlemen will return to the podium and You guys will have an opportunity to ask questions. With that, I will turn it over to Chief Durgis.
Thank you, Captain. Good afternoon. Earlier today, Hoover Police detectives obtained warrants for the arrest of Carly Russell through the Hoover Municipal Court for her actions related to faking her kidnapping and subsequently making false statements to detectives as they investigated this case. Her decisions that night created panic and alarm for the citizens of our city and even across the nation as the concern grew that a kidnapper was on the loose using a small child as bait.
¿Usted está buscando una
Okay, we
residencia?
can take it off. I just want to show she got arrested. You can take it off. Take it off. Take it off. I don't even want to see her face. I just want to hear her answer for why she did that black stuff. That's all I want to hear. What did you plan to get from that? Go back to the movie. Put on the screen. Keep sliding. Keep sliding. Keep sliding. Now they came up with an elaborate plan to get inside the lab. Keep sliding. Keep sliding. Keep sliding. That's where they got Yo-Yo at. They doing mind control on her. And the white man is letting them know, I took your information out the mailbox. And letting her know, you're not getting away with nothing. We're watching you. We know what you're doing. We have our eyes on you all the time. The same thing with us in the truth. They watching us. They watching everything we doing at all times. Don't get it twisted. And when they feel we've gone too far with this truth, they're going to interfere, and some people they're going to make disappear. Keep going. So they're coming up with a plan to make it so that they shoot him. And it works. They shoot him. Because he knows that they're going to pick the body up after he gets shot. Keep sliding. Black truck comes, picks him up, takes the body into the lab because they're trying to find a way to get back into the lab. And that's what they use to program the clones, to feed the images into their heads so that they go along with being a drug dealer and not deviating from their plan. What they're trying to do is play God. He goes back to buying his lottery scratch-off tickets, even though he'll never win. That's what you people do. Some people, I hate when I'm in the store and I just want to pay for my gas and go, and there's some Jamaican going, $1 50 on $2.19, $12.27, $1 straight, $2 box. Give me $3.24, 50 cents straight, 50 cents. I'm like, listen, you just making things up now. I want to pay for my stuff and go. You pulling them numbers out of nowhere. Always some Jamaican, and they running off those numbers, and they dead serious. And you just hearing the chink, 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 chink on the register, chink, 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 chink. And the Arab or the Chinese man is not making no mistakes. Before he finished, he spent $100 and something on numbers and not one of them hit. Go ahead. So they're still devising the plan because they're trying to get back in the lab. Keep sliding. Keep sliding. Keep sliding. Keep sliding. So he wakes up in the lab. Keep sliding. This is him setting up the plan because they know they're being watched. So they're setting up a plan to invade the laboratory. So this is where they try to make it look like black people have hope. Jamie Foxx is coming with all the drug dealers, all the gangbangers. They got the shotgun. They all strapped. Because he convinced everybody, let's go and raid the lab. Keep going. The cars are splitting up. They're trying to make it look like it's some glorious, organized scene of them coming there to go out into the lab. Keep going. And this time the lab is inside of that store. So they pull guns on this white guy. The white guy tells them where the elevator is. And they're going down. They're pulling guns on all the white people. Keep going. Keep going. That's Yo-Yo being brainwashed. Go slowly with this part. Keep going. Go slowly, slowly. I want to show y'all something. Go slowly. Ah, you missed it. Back up. Okay, they strap her down and they put in the perm stuff in her hair. Keep going. The perm control, the stuff to control her hair, but it's a wig. So she rips the wig off. The perm stuff had no effect on her. Which is funny. She took the wig off after they took all that time putting the stuff in her head to affect her, and she just gets up and rips the wig off. So the white man is mad now because they've overrun the lab. Keep going. They're shooting at everybody. They're destroying all the equipment. All the criminals and all the thugs and drug dealers and gangs of black people come down there. They're destroying everything. They're freeing the other people that they're doing the mind control to. They have blacks under there they were experimenting on. He's bragging that he's like, yo, you wouldn't guess where I am. He's inside the lab doing what black people do. He's on the phone bragging about where he is. Keep sliding. Now, that's the cleaned up version of Fontaine fighting him. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. He beats the cleaned up version, beats him up. Keep going. Keep going. And to his surprise, while he's going to meet the brains of the operation, keep going. Keep going. It is an older version of him that mastermind the operation that's working for the elites and tried to convince him that this is necessary. So what does this goes into? It goes into The Lord said that a specific generation had to wake up because the generation before us is damaged. That's why a lot of you can't reach your mothers. You can't reach your fathers. The old people are giving us the hardest time. This is an older version of him. Okay, masterminding the whole thing. He's the genius behind the cloning and everything, trying to convince him that this is a necessary evil. Now I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to tell you the rest of the movie. I got to save something for you. But this person here is an older version of him. And I'm not going to tell you the rest. So you've got to go and watch it. Okay? I gave you a lot. I gave you a lot. I gave you a lot. And all I can say with that is, us right here that you're seeing with this truth, we are that chosen generation. Give me Matthew chapter 16, verse 28. I quote this all the time.
The book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 28. Verily, I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death.
Christ was letting a specific generation know you're slated to die. Read on.
Till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom.
When Christ returned, there's a generation that God has preserved to die a specific death. And in that movie that we saw, you had a generation that's working with the government, that's working with Satan that has to taste death. Okay? They have to taste death. That's why I don't bug out when you see idiots coming here and they're going against the truth. God created them to die. They can't fall in line with us even if they wanted to. And that's what the older version of Fontaine was explaining, that this is necessary, trying to convince the youth that this is necessary. If you look, remember we was trying to reach out to the churches, and what them old people was doing? Mad. Okay? That's right, Elijah. There's people that they walking charcoal. They're firewood. Okay, so I left y'all with something. I didn't give y'all the whole movie. I did not give y'all the whole movie. Give me... yes, I want to show them that there. This is good, what they showed here. They cloned Tyrone, ending explained. What those Fontaine twists mean. Here's a detailed breakdown of all the underlying conspiracies, clones, twists, and intriguing sci-fi concepts featured in Netflix They Cloned Tyrone. Slide up. The ending of They Cloned Tyrone reveals that there are clones of Fontaine in different neighborhoods. He's not the only one. Okay? He was just one of many, suggesting that the government's cloning experiments reach further than previously thought. The mastermind scientist behind the experiments, O.G. Fontaine, seeks to change the appearance of the black population to promote his skewed idea of peace and equality, disregarding the systemic issues and historical injustices, which is what the older generation of black people are. They've given up. And they're trying to find a way to interact with the enemy And they believe that that will bring peace. They don't want to go against the enemy. That's why it says in Psalms chapter 94, verse 16, get that real quick. Come on. Psalms 94, verse 16.
The book of Psalms, chapter 94, in verse 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
Because the older generation ain't going to do it. The older generation will not do it. God is looking for a specific generation to rise up against the evildoers. Read on.
Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
The older generation ain't standing up for nothing. They banging tambourines and being mean inside church. How you got a tambourine and you mean? And a tambourine is supposed to be fun. I need a little more Jesus. And you mean, you hitting people, you fighting people trying to teach you the laws. And you screaming in the church, hallelujah. But you'll fight somebody that try to teach you the laws. It says, the mastermind scientist behind the experiments, O.G. Fontaine seeks to change the appearance of the black population to promote his skewed idea of peace and equality. Meaning as long as we keep these niggas acting like niggas, that's the way the world is supposed to. People believe they cannot see black people being civilized. And we will be civilized once we realize that there's a God that wants us to see things through his eyes. Is that a t-shirt? Is that a t-shirt? We will be civilized once we realize there's a God who wants us to see things through his eyes. And not black people. I think that's my best t-shirt for the year. That is the best t-shirt. Because we're not civilized until we realize we got to see things through God's eyes. We're looking through black people's eyes. And that's why we die like flies. The government chose the Glen for the experiment because of his weak governance and a high crime rate, exploiting racial segregation and maintaining political instability to avoid gentrification and displacement. So the government looks at us as a target. The mind-bending mysteries and conspiracies of their clone Tyrone finally gets resolved toward the ending of the moments of the movie, but there's more to this ending than meets the eye. Set in a neighborhood called Glen, they clone Tyrone focus on drug dealer Fontaine, self-proclaimed pimp Slick Charles, and a sex worker Yo-Yo. The three find themselves uncovering the mysteries of their seemingly ordinary neighborhood when Fontaine suddenly returns from the dead. In this pursuit, they discover a colossal underground lab that conducts mind control cloning experiments of the Glen Black residents. Slide up, slide up. Slide up. Slide up. Keep going. Give me the Wikipedia one. I would have never ever watched this if so many people didn't suggest it.
Deacon, which Wikipedia you wanted?
You don't remember we looked it up? All right, forget it. I want to go into some scriptures. Give me Nahum chapter 3, verse 1. Hey, y'all ignore that fool in the chat. The best thing that you could do is make him type to himself. Nobody responds from him. You take his power away. He has no life, and this is the only thing that keeps him alive. Nobody answer him.
This is the book of Nahum, chapter 3 and verse 1. Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies.
And America's a bloody city, and the life that they teach us is a lie. The blood that they spill was us and our ancestors brought to the shores of America and put chains around our neck and used us from sunup to sundown and spilled our blood. Read on.
And robbery.
Did they not rob us and take everything from us? They had a whole system in place to rob the city of Glen and do nothing to help in the end. Read on.
The prey departeth not. The noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels.
So that's what was going on underground. The prey departeth not. They wasn't going nowhere. They set that stuff up in city after city after city. They do destroy New York. They go to Chicago. They go to Philly. Okay? They go to Mississippi. They go to Oklahoma. Anywhere we are, they go. And they're not stopping. Read on.
And of the prancing horses, and of the jumping chariots. The horsemen lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear. And there was a multitude of slain, and a great number of carcasses.
A lot of us are spiritually dead and physically dead. Read on.
And there is none end of their corpses.
There's no end of our dead bodies, as you saw in that movie. They would just kill us, make a new one. Kill us, make a new one. We have no value in their eyes. Our value comes from the Most High God. You sisters will only learn that you're not whores when you take on them, when you realize that you need to look at things through God's eyes or meet your demise. You're looking through your own black eyes. Read it again.
And there is none end of carcasses.
None end. They don't care how many of you kill. They'll kill millions of us. We're of no value to them. And as you saw in the movie, they'll just bring back a new one and program it to continue this mindless cycle of violence. Read on.
They stumble upon their corpses.
There's so much of us dead, they're tripping over us. That's how much dead people there are. That is saying that they're stumbling over us. And that's what you saw in that lab. They would just we would just, like a factory, just keep making these ignorant black people to the point where there's so much we're tripping over them. Read on.
Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot.
Because of the sin that's being pushed upon us by America. We favor the harlot America. We lay down with America and commit whoredoms. When they say that she's well-favored, meaning the sin in us, we like what America has to, what we can get from the whore. Read on.
The mistress of witchcrafts.
America has witchcraft with TV, with music, with science, with politics, with philosophy. Read on.
That selleth nations through her whoredoms.
We were sold through the whoredoms of America. The 12 nations of Israel were sold everywhere. Read on.
And families through her witchcrafts.
And families get destroyed through the trickery. Those labs was witchcraft. Where do you think they get that information from? Where do you think they get that technology from? That stuff is evil. They're not using that science and that technology for good to better people's lives. That's witchcraft. The same way you would look at a witch with casting spells, they're casting spells on us electronically. The spell is to control you. The electronics in the lab controls you. You gotta understand, this Bible is a powerful book. Read it again.
Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot.
America is the well-favored harlot. We look at all the whoredom going on here, and we embrace it. Read on.
The mistress of witchcraft.
And America's the mistress of witchcraft. There's science.
that selleth nations through her whoredoms.
They destroy us through the wickedness that they give off. Read on.
And families through her witchcraft.
Families get destroyed by the witchcraft, by the science of the United States of America.
Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts.
God is against you.
And I will discover thy skirts upon thy face.
And God is going to lift up your skirt and embarrass you.
And I will show the nations thy nakedness.
And God is going to show you that you're not who you say you are. Read on.
And the kingdoms thy shame.
And the kingdoms are now going to look and see the shame of the elites here. Read on.
And I will cast abominable filth upon thee.
And that's what you're seeing now. The leaders have become abominable. The TV shows have become abominable. The school has become abominable. The food has become abominable. Their politicians have become abominable. They found cocaine in the White House. The son is dealing with prostitutes, stealing, owing money to the IRS. He's abominable. You're in the White House, the greatest house on the face of the planet, and you're an abomination. Y'all told y'all stop answering that dude. Y'all gotta act like he doesn't exist. Y'all giving him too much energy. Satan is riding him, and y'all falling right into stop answering him. Just let him type and ignore him. He's worthless. He's trash. Pay attention to the scriptures. What verse was that?
Verse 6, sir.
Read on.
And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock.
Meaning people are going to look at you now and see you for what you are.
And it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee.
Everybody's going to want to get away when they realize that they have nothing to offer but death and destruction. Read on.
And say, Nineveh is laid waste. Who will bemoan her? Whence shall I seek comforters for thee? Art thou better than populace? No. Art thou better than populace? No. That was situate among the rivers, that had waters round about it, whose rampart was the sea, and her wall was from the sea. Ethiopia and Egypt were her strength.
So he's comparing the other nations to the filth of the land of our captivity. Give me Lamentations chapter, no, I want Psalms chapter 10 verse 4.
The book of Psalms chapter 10 and verse 4. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God.
Okay, and that's what you're seeing. They'll seek after science, and they'll further the destruction. You think they would leave us alone after hundreds of years of oppression and whips and slavery? But they're still, even with destruction prophesied in the Bible, they don't care what God says. Read it again.
The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts.
God is not in their thoughts. You see the elites, the leaders of the earth, and you see niggas like that. Okay? You see stupid niggas come in the room typing. God is not in their thoughts. And that's why I told you, don't interact with them. They're going to get their just due. You're going to understand why God created a hell, and God is showing you why there's people that bought a ticket to go into hell through their pride, through their mouth. They're not seeking after God. They don't care. They don't believe that that place exists of punishment for them. Read it again.
The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God.
That's what you see. People with pride. They don't care what the Bible says. They just want to be the animal that Satan created them to be. Read on.
God is not in all his thoughts.
God is not in the thoughts of a nigger named Tyrone that will come in the room typing this evil every single day. Read on.
His ways are always grievous.
Everything that comes out his mouth is grievous. The same way everything that comes out the government. The government never says anything good for you. They never say, we're going to lower the food. We're going to lower the gas. We're going to bring your rent down. Okay? They don't say everything that come out their mouth is grievous. Just like the people around us. Everything that come out their mouth is grievous. No good come out their mouth. Read on.
Thy judgments are far above out of his sight.
Okay? They don't care about God. They're not even looking at God's judgments, which is beautiful because when they get judged, they're going to be in disbelief. Read on.
As for his enemies, he puffeth at them.
As he puffeth at you, nothing's going to happen to me. Like stupid as Tyrone. He comes here, he hears the scriptures, he don't care. He believes nothing's going to happen. Okay? Just like the people in the movie with the underground city, they believe nothing's going to happen to them. Read on.
He has said in his heart, I shall not be moved.
He, like Tyrone, believes he will not be moved. You need people like that in his example to bring the scripture to light. Those men in that lab, they believe that they will not be moved. Read on.
For I shall never be in adversity.
But they believe nothing is ever going to happen to them. This is why they come night after night running their mouth. That's why they make movies like this of people who believe nothing will ever happen to them. Read on.
His mouth is full of cursing.
That's what you don't see that with Tyrone coming here cursing every night like the loser that he is. Read on.
And deceit and fraud.
And you don't see deceit and fraud from the enemy, from the elites. They have nothing good to offer us. And black people follow their pattern. Read on.
Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent.
We saw that in this movie. They stay amongst us and try to find ways to kill us and ridicule us and keep us in poverty. So I'm showing you in the movie that there is a system working against us to the point where they have to keep making replicas of the evil. That's what the whole focus of the movie was, to show you that there's an entity keeping black people in evil and poverty and despair so that they could thrive. Read on.
His eyes are privily set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den.
That's what they look at us in our poor condition and they lie it in wait. Read on.
He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net.
That's why they kidnap our women. That's why they come up missing. And nobody cares. That's why there's a Rasheem Carter. Nobody cares. No justice, nobody cares. They wait around. Rasheem Carter went for work. And now he's in the dirt while he was looking for work. They take advantage of the poor. Read it again.
He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In secret places doth he murder the innocent.
They lurking around us and waiting to harm us. The Bible has this documented, what we saw in that movie. Read on.
His eyes are privily set against the poor.
And his eyes are in private set against us. Make more drug dealers, make more pimps, make more prostitutes. Make stupid black people with fake profiles come in the chat and disrupt where the word of God is being spoken. Read on.
His eyes are privily set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones.
So they act like they want to help us, and they humble themselves. And all that is to get the poor to let their guard down. Read on.
He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. He hath said in his heart, God hath forgotten. He hideth his face. He will never see it. Arise, O Lord.
And that's what people believe, because this is taking so long. God forgot. God has them on a long leash, experimenting on us, lying to us. Niggas are being made everywhere, selling drugs, using drugs, killing, robbing, stealing. And they believe that there's not a God watching. Read on.
Arise, O Lord. O God, lift up thine hand. Forget not the humble.
So we got to ask God to rise up and lift up his hand. And don't forget the people that have been humble. Tonight is our voluntary fast. Okay? And I never ask you people for nothing. Although I'm grateful, when you people do send something, I don't never ask for nothing. But I'm asking you tonight, as we fast, I'm asking you to fast for the destruction of our enemies. While you're on this fast, whoever's doing the fast, ask God only for that, to destroy our enemies and to reveal, get rid of the traitors that's around us. Reveal the traitors. Okay? Reveal the traitors. As we're in the fast, ask God to look upon the evil, the people that follow us around and they lie and they taunt us and they try to pull us out the spirit. Ask God to judge them as he sees fit. Everybody in the chat in agreement, put Y for yes. We fast for 24 hours from sundown to sundown. Every last Friday of the month, we fast. All praises. My brothers and sisters yelling in the spirit. Why is the other IUIC in the classroom not moving? Facebook, y'all finally moving. That's all I ask. While you on the fast, even if you're not fasting, pray with me. Ask the Lord to destroy every person that keeps coming against us, to bring judgment on them. Okay? That's what you got to ask for. All the slanderers, all the gossipers, pray that God brings judgment on them. Beautiful, beautiful. I think the Lord is going to hear this prayer. Pray against the traitors. We got traitors amongst us. We got evil amongst us. We got plots behind the scene that they're trying to destroy us. So Israel, I'm not staying with y'all long. I just wanted to get this movie out. And I want y'all to digest it. I want y'all to think on it. I want to stay in the spirit of fasting. And I want y'all to meditate on the stuff that I just showed y'all. Okay? Very important that you meditate on the stuff that I showed y'all. I don't believe these movies just happen. I believe there's a lot of thought into putting these movies out. And I want y'all to get your mind in a place spiritually and see that we have an enemy from within and from without. See that we got enemies and traitors of our own people. And the only way we could deal with them is to ask the God to bring judgment on them, especially when we're fasting and we're praying. Ask God to judge them. We've done it before in this room, and God has brought justice. That's all I ask from y'all. Okay? Pray, keep in your prayers. hear my words and ask the Lord in sincerity and truth to judge the scoffers that come into class, the people that got secret plans against us, okay? Because that's God's plan, to cast them down. But he wants to hear us ask for it. So, Israel, I'm going to let y'all go. I'm not staying here all night. Most High in Christ bless to you, and shalom.